welcome folks to an episode of Whitebeard's Kitchen. I haven't been here in a while. I think it's going on 2.5 months. Things have been happening at home with plans going ahead. But what I'm going to do today, as you know, fun with curries. So this is going to be a challenge curry. So let's get cooking. To show you that this is a hot curry, I don't normally do this, so you can see at least the chili powder that's going in. I'm not going to put the rest of the spices, which are going to be coriander and stuff like that. So here we are. We'll start off with a tablespoon of Kashmiri Chilli Powder. So 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri Chilli Powder going in. There we are. I'm then going to go in with extra hot chili powder. There we are, if you can see the label. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of hot chili powder. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of regular chili powder. What I will then do as well, because I'm making a curry and I very rarely use it even in curries, is Hot Madras, extra Hot Madras powder. So 2 tablespoons of it going in. And then what I will show you now, and hopefully you'll see them as I hold them, and you don't see me wearing gloves, but there's a reason, and I wouldn't be holding it even for these chilies. I don't know whether you can see them. So these are Bullit Chillies. They're quite spicy. I'm going to slice the green ones, okay, and just chop them. And then the red one, I'll just slice right down the middle, and it'll be probably used for more or less decoration. So there we are, that's what's going in. Now for the real killer, and I'm dreading, hence the gloves, and I'm dreading handling this. They're dehydrated, so I'm going to try and rehydrate them. Maybe some chili aficionados will know what this is, but this is 2 Carolina Reaper going to go in. And also 1 Naga Ghost Chilli, or Naga Chilli, or as they're known, as Ghost Chillies. So that will be going in. So there we are. There'll be other spices going in, which I'll leave a description in the box. The likes of turmeric, cumin, coriander. So what I have in here is about 4 to 5 tablespoons. I'm using olive oil, just for a change. So piece of cinnamon stick, 2 green cardamom pods, and I've a large bay leaf. I've just torn that in half. So I just want to fry that around a bit just to flavour the oil. So there we are. That is that, heating up nicely. So next to go in, a small to medium red onion, which I have just roughly diced, chopped, whatever preference you wish. So put that in. So I'll leave this on kind of a medium heat, and I'll be back. I just want the onions to kind of become translucent. I don't want to have them too dark brown. Okay, so pop the lid on, and I'll see you in about 5 to 6 minutes. I will stir this obviously from time to time during that period. Okay folks, so what I'm going to put in now is 2.5 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. So it's roughly about a tablespoon of ginger and a tablespoon and a half of garlic. Just give this kind of, now put it on to a medium heat. Have this on the onions, medium high. So I've got the onions, so it's just to cook off the rawness of the garlic and ginger. So let that just cook for about a minute. Now this curry is for one, it's for me, okay? So there we are. So I'm adding in now some tomato paste, so roughly about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I mean, you can make that, if you want, you can add water to it before you put it in. Okay, just give that a bit of a mix round as well. And I'm adding in, roughly I'm going to say maybe 10 to 12 baby plum tomatoes. Probably more on 10 roughly, I didn't count them. So give that a mix round. So just want those tomatoes kind of to break down a bit, and as I say, I'm just stirring this around at the minute to take the tartness out of the tomato paste, or tomato puree as we call it here in good old Ireland in the UK. It's okay, so I'm going to turn that on to roughly about a medium to medium high heat. Again, place the lid on. Again, we'll come back, give it a bit of a stir from time to time. Probably give it about 8 minutes to let the tomatoes break down. If needs be, I'll add maybe a wee taste of warm water. Okay, so the tomatoes have reasonably well broken down. I think there's 1 or 2 that maybe haven't, but they'll break down during the rest of the cooking process. What I'm going to do now, I'm using chicken thigh, so roughly about 250 grams, going in about 12 reasonably sized, bite-sized pieces. I'm cooking these first because I want to get a bit of colour on them, but there's a method in my madness in that normally I would maybe add my chicken in once I have all my spices in. You've seen the chili powder that has went into those spices, and secondly, when I put those spices in and obviously cook the rawness and also the graininess out of them, bloom the spices, that's the word I'm looking, couldn't get it. I'll also be putting in the Naga Ghost Chilli and the Grim Reaper. Carolina Reaper. It is the book in Grim Reaper. What do you call it? This will be like the Grim Reaper. This will bite you on the back. This curry, this is for sure. I'm not giving this any name. You know, it's not a Val. I did already a Val. This is just a big challenge. It's like hotter than hell. I'm going to just stir the chicken through, not put the lid on or anything. I'll just kind of boon this for a while so that the chicken cooks a little bit. Okay, and I'll be back probably in about 8 minutes or so. Okay, so the chicken that you see me put in, and as said already, this is a serving for one. It's been cooking now for about 6 minutes on kind of a medium heat, and that will do nicely just in the interim. So here we are, crunch time. So in with the chili powder and hot Madras Curry Powder mix. And what I've put into that then also, as I said, I was going to put more spices in. I put in half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cumin, 1.5 teaspoons or 1.5 tablespoons rather, not teaspoons, tablespoons of coriander. So I'm just going to turn this down now kind of to a low to put these spices in. Obviously I want to bloom those spices first before I add in I know I called it the Grim Reaper by mistake, but really. So I'm going to get a taste of hot water because it's quite an amount of spice mix, as you can probably see. So just a splash of water, and I've added a splash or two of water when I was cooking the tomatoes along with the onions that time. So as well. So have this on a low heat. Make sure all those spices are well mixed together. Maybe just add another tiny taste of splash of water. I don't want the spices burning. That should be enough in the interim. So just down to a reasonably low heat, just to cook the spices off. And as I say, it's to take the if you want to call it, the dampness or whatever out of them, but it's called blooming the spices. No doubt the Indian name is slightly different. But it's been a long while, since I made this. If you could excuse me, just as I want to give you a little bit of warning, as these other spices go in, and I cook these, there will probably be some swearing. So this video, while I have my videos not suitable for children, I would advise, certainly if you're going to watch this, please do, but keep children within earshot, or not earshot. I maybe down at the bottom of the garden, you know, and hopefully you have a large garden. And I want to cook the spices through for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. I want to get kind of, obviously, that kind of graininess out of dry spices as well. So just another 10 splash of water. I'm just adding this as I go along. And I'll probably have to shout when my friends behind me go in, which is my 3 green Bullit Chillies that I have chopped, my Ghost Chilli or Naga Chilli, whatever you wish to call it, and the 2 Carolina Reapers. And I have to be honest, I've been kind of slightly coughing a tiny bit going by these, and that's them not cooking. Near had a bloody accident when I was chopping the Carolina Reapers and the Ghost Chilli or Naga Chilli up. I sliced my glove. Nice. So I just got a tiny wee bit, and thank God I was able to get rid of the chilli off my finger. Oh my God. Already, my God, this is the Hot Chilli Powder and Hot Madras Powder beginning to react along with the Chilli Powder and Kashmiri Chilli Powder. I've started to cough, holy shit, and I haven't added these other things in. I will need to put on, so I apologise for the sound, but I will need to put on my extractor fan. There is not a cat in hell's chance that I am going to cook these things without an extractor fan. And I'm absolutely, pardon the word, good old term in Northern Ireland, crapping myself. So I've just turned this up slightly to medium low, or low to medium. Okay. And I don't normally show you this going on for as long as possible, but I haven't been on the while, so I've missed everybody. I hope you've missed me. Anyhow, here we go. Holy shit. Right. Oh my God. So in with the 3 green Bullit Chillies that hopefully you've seen. In now with the dear old Carolina Reapers, the 2 dehydrated, chopped, along with the friggin' Ghost Chilli or Naga Chilli. So, going to add just another tiny splash of water, and I can see that the oil is beginning to separate from those dried spices, so hopefully that's these dried spices cooked through. Just a tiny taste more of water, just a little bit more, gradually adding it a bit at a time. One hasn't started to affect me yet. Not the thing that you want spitting up at you anyhow. That's for bloody sure. I do wear glasses. Thank Christ, I maybe need to put goggles on. So I'm just going to turn ever so slightly because I can just begin to smell this come through. The air fan or the extractor fan on ever so slightly. And turn this to like a medium. And last but not least, I'm putting in this now. Some people put it in there towards the end. I don't like it going in at the end, to be honest, of anything, or of my curries, because when I first bought it and first used it, which isn't that long ago, I just felt it didn't marry that well with the curry. So, teaspoon. Hopefully you can see this. This is Mr. Naga Pickle. 1 heaped teaspoon. This curry is not for the faint-hearted. And 2 heaped teaspoons. That's Mr. Naga Pickle, made from the Naga Chilli. I'll just lick the spoon. Holy shit. Haven't used this in a while. Holy Christ, I need a glass of water. Right folks, so enough with me. In now with the hot water, just so this can cook. And I have to be honest, this shit's powerful. Pardon my language, really. I mean, I haven't turned my extractor fan up. Any great deal, give these spices a real good mix. Because there's quite a lot of them, as you see, it's quite thick. So, right, just another tiny taste of water. I'm going to turn this up kind of to medium, maybe heading towards medium high. Excuse me, really, I have to go, thank God. Right, okay, I'll see you maybe, hopefully the time the chicken cooks too. I'll see you maybe in about 20 minutes. I've just a few other wee things to put into this. Thank God no more spices. So it's almost been 20 minutes. I've given this a stir a few times. I've turned it down kind of to a medium now. And as you can see, the oil at the top, so you know that this is done. So I'm going to turn it down to a medium low. And it's great that I'm using chicken thighs because they are a bit more forgiving than chicken breast, which cook it too long and you can bounce it off the walls or play tennis with it, you know, get a racket and you're laughing. So, as I said, just a few more little things to go in to this. So I'm going to put my Kashmiri methi in now. So I'm going to say probably about a tablespoon, well just under it, maybe 3/4 of a tablespoon, there we are. Get that in to it now. And then I'm going to add probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons maybe of lemon juice as well. So there we are. The pip goes in, not going to worry. So that's that. Give that a bit of a mix round. Okay, so that's that in. Just add a tiny bit of sweetness if you can taste anything at all. So I'm going to put in roughly about a teaspoon and a half of sugar. There is quite a lot of liquid in there. So just try and take some of the tartness of the lemon and obviously those spices that are in. Honest to God, we call it, I'm literally stirring this. I'm not a tall person, so I'm kind of arm's length. I have my extractor fan on as low as possible so you can hear me. So that's that in. I'll be back. I'll let this cook for another 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to add in now, I should say before I go, just a wee bit of green pepper, just to give it a bit of colour from that lava looking thing that's in the pot. So there we are, so it's a bit of green pepper in, say this dish for one. I've probably made enough sauce for about the entire village where I live, but anyway. So lid back on, I'll see you in probably about 10 minutes or so. Right, here we go folks. Kind of the finishing touches. Just probably about half a teaspoon of salt going in. I'm going to put in roughly about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of garam masala. So there we are. Okay. And then fresh coriander. Well, as you can tell, my better half isn't eating this. Well, there's no way in the hope in hell she would eat it. I mean, really, I'm probably not going to eat this. Really. Anyway, I'll try a piece of it. So that's the coriander in. Give this a mix through. Okay. I've got it now down to a low. I'm going to push it back a bit without burning my fingers to a smaller ring. Let it cook for another 8 to 10 minutes. I'll be back and I'll bring it forward again. Well, here we are folks. This is my nemesis actually cooked. There are some people behind me, guess what they're having? Cucumber fucking sandwiches, eh? Eh? So they can try this, but they can have their cucumber sandwiches, because after tasting this, you won't be able to taste anything. I'll show you this when it's out on the plate, and I will attempt to at least take a spoon of this. But anyway, this is a challenge. If you're up for it, do cook it. Well, here we are folks. Taste time. And the thing I'm not going to do is obviously eat this red chilli. I have a glass of milk here. I have yogurt kicking about should I need it. So here we are. This chilli. And I'm going to take a piece of chicken. And I just see I've obviously got one of those pieces of Bullit chilli. Not like that really. And I see the skin of, or a piece of whatever chilli it is, whether it's a Carolina Reaper or the Ghost Chilli or Naga Chilli. Well, here goes for the first bite. And to be honest, if I said I was shit scared, this would definitely be it. I mean, even the smell of this stuff, fingers crossed. I'll take another bite. Oh my God, I'm getting hiccups already. Oh, Christ, my mouth. I can't fucking do this, excuse me folks. From Whitebeard's kitchen. Been a long time. Hopefully it's not the last. Wow, this is just... See you soon. Rock on. My mouth's on fucking fire. Right, sorry. Bye bye. See you soon. Take it easy. Take care and all that jazz. Bye for now.